Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Horder here at Roshnex Gaming. Pretty excited about what I've cooked up for today. Now, I've tried a couple of bases that have been underground, and they haven't gone terribly well for me. I did survive in one of them, but the other one, not so much. And the one that I did survive in, wasn't a whole lot left of it by the time I was done. So, how do I do underground better? That's the question. Could I think of any advantage to going underground? Kind of hard to think about because you're trapping yourself down there. If you have any kind of escape hatch behind where you want the zombies to be, that's the risk that they're going to target that other path instead. It just gets harder to control the pathing of the zombies. But then I thought about this. Both of the underground bases that I've tried so far just had dead drops. Like, I just wanted the zombies to fall vertically into my pit. And they don't like to do that on their own, right? Of their own volition. So, what if we just dug a ramp down to the Horde base, right? Would they use that, or would they choose to use that? And I think the answer is yes, and the reason behind it is this. If you build above the ground, they don't swing at your pillars unless they don't have a way to get up to you anymore, right? As long as your staircase, your stone step, whatever it's going to be, as long as that's intact, they will always choose to climb up to your level before they start hitting stuff. And so this is what I took that logic to, under the ground, right? And I can build an underground ramp without spending any of my resources, right? Without using concrete blocks or anything like that. So maybe that's an advantage, right? Maybe I can control their pathing and funnel them into a kill zone with less materials underground. That being said, an inherent disadvantage of doing that, right? So advantage, less materials, disadvantage, they can't fall off of anything, right? They can't fall off and have to run the loop again, which they would, maybe have to do if you built above the ground. You could put sledgies up there. We saw at the unicorn base, they just kind of hit the poles and ran themselves off the edge. All kinds of stuff that could happen that make them just fall nullifies a lot of their damage because they're spending so much more time just running around. So I figure, okay, if I dig a ramp, I essentially get to make it for free. I don't have to use any resources on it. I think they'll use it to path to me, regardless of a lot of other stuff that's going to happen. But then the kill zone has to be much more robust and effective than if I were to build above ground. So, knowing all of that, what I'm going to try to do today is essentially build a pseudo rifter base. And I'm going to do it underground. And I think it's going to save me a massive amount of resources, because with the rifter, I had to use a ton of concrete on the back wall just to make sure they didn't try to tunnel through that way, right? I had to make them run all the way around a gigantic base, which meant lots of concrete at the back. So with this one, I think regardless of where they spawn, they're going to target that ramp because they want to get on the same Z coordinate, the same Z plane as me. Before they worry too much about trying to get closer to me. So, long-winded explanation of why I think this underground base will work better than everything else I've done so far. Guys, if you find yourself enjoying this one, go ahead, feel free, click the thumbs up button, give me a like, subscribe to my channel, help me grow. I really do appreciate it. This has been an incredible journey while the world is closed, essentially. It's been an outstanding creative outlet for me while I can't go out and do a lot of the things that I want to do. And I never thought it would get this big, but I'm happily celebrating 300 subscribers in just a few months. And that's incredible. I can't thank you guys enough. The last time I even thanked the viewers was at 100 subscribers because we went through 200 so quickly. I didn't even really realize that it was happening. So anyways, thank you all so much for supporting my channel. Alright, we'll get right into the building of this one. You can see on my toolbar, I only have 100 frames. That's because I think I can do this with 100 frames or less and survive the day 70 horde. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. So we've got the basic outline for the base done at this point. It is 3 wide, same as the Rifter. It'll come down into this corridor. We'll have dart traps and electric fence posts going across this right here. A run up, and then we'll probably do the posts and a way to get in and out right in here. I'm not sure what I want to do at the back here, if I want to concrete that, just to dissuade them from trying to dig all the way around or something. We're gonna have to wait and see how many frames I have left at the end of this. But I am gonna have to use some of them to put the arrow slits up here for the dart traps to sit behind, so. We got a little work yet to do, but I'll bring you back once we're down to our last couple blocks. Alright, I'm getting kind of down towards the end of this thing here. I still have 18 frames to mess around with. So we've got to figure out where we want to use those. I'm guessing it's going to end up being maybe on the floor out here in case we pop a demo or something. I mean, we're going to have a real bad time if we do that anyway. So not sure how I want to handle it. But if you want to take a peek at my atrocious wiring, here you go. We have the generator going to a few different relays. This relay and the far one go to the fence posts, which just go across to the other fence posts. These relays go down to the tripwires, which go across to the other tripwires, up into its associated dart trap on this side, and then back across into the dart trap on the other side. So when a zombie comes through here and sets off this tripwire, it'll send power through that dart trap and that dart trap. And then kind of the nice thing is that, like, yeah, you might have to go in here to turn your generator on or off, but primarily you won't have to look at this awful mess of wires, right? Because the fence posts that you'll have to repair are all on this side, which is nice and neat. Yee. Looks good. So this is about it. And these are going to be closed, and hopefully that'll help the zombies target these poles instead of the hatches. But either way, I mean, I have pretty decent line of sight on everything. I am kind of debating whether or not I want to do something like the Rifter base and have some downward or upward firing dart traps on the last block here, or maybe take out that bottom row and put a dart trap that'll shoot along the bottom. Not sure if I want to do that. I don't want to go too gung-ho on the traps. Of course, my limitation with this one was only how many frames I would be using, not how many traps I would be using, but I guess it's kind of like at your discretion, right? How many traps kind of fit in your base is how many you can use, you know? So definitely these poles are going to steel. These hatches are getting upgraded all the way. And then we'll have to see how the zombies react on the day 7 test for this one. So I'll bring you guys back once the stuff is all dried and I've got this, these things upgraded. And we'll take a peek at what we might want to do with our last frames. Okay, so a bunch of our stuff is dry now, and we've got our poles and our hatches upgraded all the way. I did end up adding, right in here, a couple of little wings. So this is 4 blocks on each side, because I didn't want them to get caught right here, cops or whoever, blow up and then damage the wall right here to the point that the Zeds are going to be able to get around them. So you can see it comes back here a little bit, so they would have to kind of round that corner and damage 3 blocks worth of the stone wall to get in behind here. So I think I've drastically reduced the chances of that happening, and I still have 10 blocks. So I think what I'm gonna do is put a back wall on this, just to prevent them doing anything crazy, like trying to dig down from behind me or something. And maybe extend those little wings out 1 more block into here. And I think that would be the max of what we could handle. I'm a little bit nervous. I'm a little bit nervous. I'm not a fan of fighting underground like this. But if we have a good time, maybe this will change some of my opinions about it. I do think if I was doing this without the 100 block challenge, my whole floor and ceiling right here would be reinforced concrete as well. That wouldn't be that many more blocks, and honestly putting it to steel would still be pretty darn cheap. And probably also worth it. So here you go, free brains inside. Hopefully everybody knows where they're supposed to be running. Oh no, that sign's not gonna last. Oh no. Alright, well, anyway. Here we are down here. Yep. Look at them running. So, yeah, this is the example, right? They are going to choose to use the ramp, but they would not choose to just fall down. So, important distinction between the other underground bases I've done in this one. It is going to be loud as hell in here. Alright, you know what? I need to turn the fences off to actually see where they're going to, where they're going to path here. Ow. Alright, this is kind of interesting. They're choosing not to hit the poles, so I've got to... We gotta put those up to steel. Yep. Definitely gotta put those up to steel. Okay, that's good enough for me. Alright, late design change before we head over to the day 70. You see, I've got this all up to steel so that hopefully they target my poles as intended. I've got the first row of the ceiling also upgraded to steel. Hopefully they don't target that. But here is the design change. I'm going to move this whole back wall up 1 row, and all of these blocks that I'm not going to need there anymore are going to go out here onto the floor of this. Because I don't want them like digging way under and doing something funky. So give me just a minute, we'll make all those changes, and I'll be right back. Okay, to support my dream here of having my floor filled in, I'm taking an extra block from there, and same on the other side. To give myself another 3. Get out of here. So that I can do another row on my floor out here. I don't know, keeping track of this is probably going to be kind of hard for you guys to follow, but you're just going to have to trust me. Or you can just go ahead and build it in your own game and keep track of how many blocks you're using. So that's going to do it. We cannot back as far up anymore, but that's okay because now a lot of the floor out here is the concrete. And hopefully that's going to make things a little bit better. We'll have to see. Anyways, let's roll it forward to the day 70 and see how it holds up. Alrighty, day 70 in the Horde is almost here. I've got the dart trap ammo all locked. We'll get our generator turned on. Batten the hatches. Get ready to slay some Zeds. I've got AP 762 loaded in my sniper. I've got regular 762 loaded in the M60. Lots of pipe bombs, lots of medical supplies. I'm ready to go. Bring it on. Bring it on. This is gonna be interesting. This is gonna be really interesting. Well, here she goes. Here we go. There they are. Take the cop down quick. Take the cop down quick. Nicely done. Another cop. Actually, he might have just gone down on his own right there. Oh, he's still hitting that sidewall. That's probably not good. Clicking heads, just clicking heads. Bring it on. The electric fence posts in this pattern, I guess, are just unbeatable. But just hold them all still. Easy head clicking, man. Especially in a straight line like this, the penetrator. Yeah. No, sir. No, sir, not today are you spitting on me. Heck no. Put a mask on, man. It's 2021. The world is still in quarantine. This behavior is unacceptable. You're just walking around spitting on people. I like that they're all just kind of walking up. What? What? No! How? No! No! Ooh, got our first demo. And there he goes. Ooh, another demo. Come on. Get a couple of kills, get our damage bonus up. Nice. Did I pop that other guy's head in 2 shots? 2 shots? What a bitch! He couldn't hang. Ooh, another one. Wow. And another one behind him! Nice. Why were those going off? Are there birds trying to dig to me right now? Okay, there's apparently ghosts in my base. There's ghosts that are angering the dart traps. And there's just birds upstairs. Like, what? I can't leave. It's still an hour before daytime. Is the horde over? Send another wave or something. Well, how did we do here? Few thousand damage on that block. 3,000 on that one. So it seems like this front line right here is still too strong. They're still trying to attack the sides and go around it, which seems goofy to me. But I don't know. I mean, with those being up at steel, like, it works just fine. Do I just go outside? Like, no one else is coming down here. It seems like it might be a bad idea, but let's give it a go. Ooh, their ramp got messed up. That's probably mostly me. Is that it? Is there no one else? That's my most successful horde fight in a hole ever. So they still elected to use this, I guess, because it was only a 1 block drop at the very bottom. A lot of the stone around the side here took a lot of damage, but you know what? I mean, just what, make a concrete floor here and you're good to go. So a successful 100 block challenge for sure. That's super exciting. Again, only changes I would really make don't fit the prerequisites that I set for myself here. So, of course, changing all of this into steel would make this a heck of a lot better. Lining the floor and the ceiling with more concrete so that the stone doesn't get destroyed and mess with their pathing. Also, really good decisions. I'm glad I decided to go back here a couple of blocks so that they didn't see that as another viable path. But for the 100 block challenge, I am super excited with how this base performed. This is... It would be kind of easy to do like, oh, it's a 100 block challenge and then you build above ground and you put a sledge turret up there and you just keep knocking them off all night, right? The way that this base works is zero cheese at all, right? This is the old school style, funnel them into a kill box and just get into a fist fight with them. And we came out on top, so hopefully everybody enjoyed the video. And let's get into some points. So our 100 block challenge ended up using 5 stacks of iron for minus 25 points. It also used 2 stacks of concrete for minus 10 points. Of course, that's all the concrete that it could have used because we were limiting ourselves to only 100 frames. The base was also successful, plus 20 points. I didn't have to heal myself during the fight, plus 10. I didn't have to repair anything, another plus 10. And then no blocks got broken for a final plus 10. That puts the base total for this challenge at 115 points. Pretty darn good in my opinion. I'd love to hear from you guys if any of you decide to take on the 100 block challenge. I think it'd be really cool to see what everybody came up with. So let me know what you thought in the comments section below. I hope everybody out there is staying healthy and staying safe and having a great day today. I'll catch you in the next one.